Thank you for picking up the sticks. I am Myke Carnat. To my right, as always, Myke Steak Carnat.
What's going on?
This is our official review of Super Mario Odyssey.
Woo!
Today is Monday the 30th. I say that because it's only been out for 3 days.
Yes.
So this is our second review that we're doing.
Yep.
First one I'm getting the privilege of. So we do
I
a little
play too much.
You're on the ball. It's not your fault.
You're right.
So we do a little bit differently. So we're going to break it down in a few different categories. We're going to talk about the graphics. We're going to talk about the sound. We're going to talk about the gameplay. And then do the final verdict, right?
Yes.
And final verdict's a little bit different. So we kind of break it down with either worth buying now or worth buying later. So we'll get into that once we actually get to that section
Absolutely.
of the review. But
And I'm still sick, so
am I. So we're going to be coughing on this.
Stupid cough.
We're going to be coughing on this week's podcast when it comes out. So that's all fine. So, do we just jump right into graphics?
Yeah, let's do it.
So, first of all, before we jump into graphics, how did you play the game? Did you play it handheld? Did you play it on TV?
The majority was handheld.
Okay.
Majority of the time I spent with it was handheld. I did get a chance yesterday for a little bit to at least get it on the TV because I made an effort to make sure so I could check it out and see what it looked like and everything, and see the difference and everything like that. So, but the majority of mine was on the handheld.
Okay. Yeah, I think I was really 50-50. Like I started the game in dock mode. I played a lot of it handheld during the middle portions, and I ended the game because I did roll credits on this game.
Okay. Oh my God.
So this
is going to be the opposite of the last review we did.
I completely ignored my family for the entirety of a weekend and played Super Mario Odyssey. So, but I asked that because, the Switch in handheld mode is 720p, on the big screen is 1080.
Right.
What was your experience in both, or in handheld mode?
I thought handheld mode looks amazing.
I agree.
It looks unbelievable in handheld mode. It runs super smooth.
Yep.
No hiccups whatsoever. Yep. And then the little time I played with it on the TV, it looked gorgeous and colorful, bright, vibrant. Again, no, I didn't notice any type of slowdown whatsoever, any frame rate issues, and it looked great.
It looked great. Like you said, it was super smooth. I didn't have a single hiccup or glitch the entire time.
Yeah.
I was glitches and graphics, but
yeah,
just the amount of the variety in the different worlds and how much color comes off the screen in both modes. Graphics wise, like, it had that Nintendo level of polish that we've all come to expect.
Absolutely.
And this one definitely had it in spades. I have nothing negative to say in terms of graphics.
No, not at all. And I mean, some of the like the little additions that were kind of cool is like if something blows up in front of you, you get soot on you and your costume, which was awesome. When you get wet, the wet effect looked freaking great.
Did you run into a cactus?
Not yet. No.
When you run into a cactus, you get some needles in your nose, and the nose swells up a little bit on
Mario.
Mario.
That's awesome.
So
awesome.
there is so much attention to detail.
I'll have to keep an eye on that. I'll have to do that.
So much attention to detail,
which is so cool. Like it gives it that little extra something.
Right, and it's definitely the prettiest Mario game I probably ever in terms of 3D.
Without a doubt, absolutely.
But even when they go into like the 2D aspects of it, because there are some portions of the game where you go into a warp pipe and you look like old school Super Mario 1, and you're going through it. But that also looks great, and there are, I think, 50, 60 different costumes you can get in this game, and each one has an 8-bit representation when you go into it. So
which is so cool. Like I just discovered that today.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is so good. This is so neat.
I had the full caveman outfit on, which is hilarious, by the way. Mario has long black hair.
Nice.
I've gone to the pipe, and there's caveman Mario in 2D 8-bit like pixels.
That's awesome.
Amazing. So like even like the old stuff, it still has an improvement on it. So it's not just all the amazing like spit shine of the new shiny awesome stuff. The old stuff they've improved too, which I think is something to be commended.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, graphics awesome.
Yes, absolutely.
Check that one off the list. So sound.
Ribbit. Oh.
if you had to pick between the sound effects in the game or the music, you only had to pick one. You had to kick one out of the game. Which one would you pick?
Ooh, that's really hard.
Right.
It's really hard. I would have to, you know what? I would actually probably kick out the music.
I think I would too.
The sound effects are awesome.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong, the music's fantastic as well.
I don't know how I feel about the spoken word one that they have in there.
Okay, so that's where I'm at in the game right now. So
okay.
I just got to do Donk City.
Okay.
So I'm just a little bit into it.
You didn't finish it yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I was on my way to finishing it at lunch at work, and then a coworker decided my last 15 minutes of lunch to come talk to me, and I didn't get a chance to finish it.
I hope you clocked in.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's again, this is another aspect of the game where everything sounds great. You get those classic sounds, and you have a bunch of new ones for all different characters.
Yeah. The best is like right away, like when you take over the frog for the first time, you just hear the Mario Italian accent, ribbit, ribbit. I mean, that's awesome.
Something you'll see as we go through this review, or I guess a theme that I'm putting together, is these guys didn't miss a single beat in this game. They found every trick. They found anything they could possibly add a little something to. They did.
Yep. You get the classic chomp chops noises and everything sounds, which is awesome. Love taking over of those and controlling those, which is awesome.
Yeah, we'll talk about the actual mechanics in the next section here, but
it just sounded like and like I said, and then all the music for each of the worlds was just unique and clever, and just it made sense. Like where I was at, the environments I was seeing, I was like, yes, this is what I should be hearing right now.
100% agree.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the crux of this whole thing, the gameplay. So, the new mechanic in Super Mario Odyssey is the capturing mechanic.
Yes.
Your hat is alive. It is. It is
awesome.
It is really. I love Cappy. I really do.
I wish I would have bought that hat.
I know. I love everything. I love him as a character. I think it's funny because the story of the game is obviously you're trying to find the princess, right? Princess Peach, like always. But Cappy has his princess as well, Tiara, who you're also trying to help out because Bowser is trying to marry Princess Peach, and the crown, and he gives her the tiara as like part of the wedding outfit. So very early on you get Cappy, and the whole idea is you get anything you throw your cap on, Mario now inhabits. So that can be bullet bills, that can be Goombas, that can be cement poles in New Donk City. That can be forks in a later world, which I don't want to get too far into. I mean, there are, I think, 50 different things you can capture throughout that game, and it does keep track. So it's one of those things. It's like another collectible along the way with everything else, and each one plays differently.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it's just it's so clever too, because like then the world knows what enemy's there because there's certain many things that you have to do with those characters.
Yes.
Like for instance, in the world I was just in, has the stretchy worms thing.
Yep.
So there's some platforms I had to get around, and I had to stretch around. Like it was cool because one time I'm like, how am I gonna reach this? I'm like, this is so weird. I'm like, oh wait, I don't have to go straight. I can curve myself. I'm like, oh, this is genius.
That's the beauty and the genius of the game. Like you just said, like you see a thing in the distance, like. You're collecting power moons to power up your airship to get to these different worlds and track down Bowser. There's always like one world behind them, and Bowser is going through from kingdom to kingdom, picking up a new piece of his wedding planning for him and Peach, which sounds
so ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous. But that's what the game is.
But it's Mario, so who cares?
Exactly, who gives a shit? So you're going through all these different kingdoms, one step behind Bowser, and with this airship. The power moons that you find in the game, which is like the new stars or the shines from Super Mario Sunshine.
Yep.
Those are what you're trying to collect throughout this game. They're everywhere.
Oh God, it's ridiculous.
I told you the number, right? It's like 830 something.
Yeah, that's it. That's just insane. I think I'm at like 50 something right now.
I have 210. Yeah.
For one playthrough, that's really good.
Yeah.
Plus, I know a lot of them don't unlock until you finish the game.
Correct. Yeah, I don't want to talk. I mean, I don't. Want we'll get into it a little bit, but like, yeah, there is something you do after you beat the main campaign that just rains moons down on the world, and then you find more and more and more and more.
Awesome.
So there are a ton of things to find, but back to the whole like capturing piece of it, like you really do need to figure out how, because I mean, obviously each world has varying different enemies and things like that.
Right.
So you're trying to figure out how to move those new characters in that world constantly. So it's like you're feeling this level of comfortability with like Mario, but when you do the capture mechanic, you gotta learn what it is. You gotta find what the new moves are. You're gonna see how it interacts with the world, and it constantly keeps it fresh. It's constantly pushing you to learn something new about the game that feels comfortable no matter what you're doing.
No, absolutely, and it's just so like I remember the first time they showed this off, I was like, okay, this looks great, but weird. Like my first thought, this is going to be odd.
Yeah, I mean, the New Donk City was like the first thing they showed.
Humans and
that's
stuff,
like halfway through the game. Like it takes a while to even get there.
Yeah, and but like now playing it and everything, I'm like, this is so great. Like, and especially when I enter each world, I'm like, all right, what do we get to capture this time? You know, and yeah, it's just unique, and I mean, Nintendo did an amazing job with this.
And it makes you feel like a genius when you figure out like how do I get from A to B? And you figure out, and you get there, and you get that moment, of I got it, I figured it out, I did it. Let's get that next one.
Absolutely.
But even like beyond like the new capture mechanic, if you played Mario 64 or Super Mario Sunshine, like you're gonna feel right at home with this game. I jumped right into it. The very first thing I did, I jumped into the game. I had my Pro Controller, which is honestly I think was a preferred way to play for me.
When I was playing it in handheld mode, it was with the Joy-Cons actually detached.
Okay. So you had the motion.
So I had the motion, which was really neat. And then when I played at home on the TV, I played with the Pro Controller, and yeah, that was definitely the way to go.
That was the best way to go about it until you had to do the motion controls on some of them.
Yes,
they still worked, right?
They worked, but it was very difficult to pull them off, though.
Yeah, like especially on the ones where you had to like spin your hat around, you had to like shake the controller. I can never get that one right either.
Nope.
But is it imperative that I had the motion controls? No. At least for now, it's not. I'm sure there's a couple moons out there I'm going to need to, and I'll make that work.
Yeah.
But I guess I'll get there when I get to my 840th. Yeah. But it's like the very first thing I did when I jumped in the game was I ran and I did a triple jump like immediately. So it was like it felt it just felt like going home. You know, like it really did.
Absolutely.
And in for new players though too, they have that action catalog, I think they called it, or action guide.
So basically, it has every move that he can perform, tells you exactly how to perform it. But there's also the assist mode.
Yes.
Which basically directs you to where to go and what to do. Basically, it helps you. Like if you were bad at Mario, you can still buy this and you'll be able to beat it because of the assist mode.
And if you fall out of the world, it puts you in a bubble and puts you right back where you need to be. Right. It takes one little sliver of health out and you're good to go.
Yeah, you don't have to go all the way back to the checkpoint like you do normally. But yeah, it's a great way to get all the new players in. I mean, I don't know who. I mean, it's very difficult to say new players. I mean, obviously kids, but like adults wise.
Yeah, for sure.
Everyone's played Mario at like our age and everything, or at least I hope so. But even like. If you're not good at the Mario, this is a different type of Mario game. Like the side scrollers, I'm not very good at. I like these 3D world runs. These ones are a lot more fun, and
this is my favorite. This is my favorite line of Mario games.
Oh, absolutely. And it's right on par with 64.
Yeah, and it really is. And in terms of like the ease factor too, like there's no lives in the game. Like if you die, it's a 10 coin penalty.
Right.
And there are coins everywhere. So you're gonna respawn pretty much right where you were, and you're gonna pick up 10 coins.
And those coins that you just picked up, they're back.
Yeah.
So you're good.
Exactly. Half that stuff is right back where it was.
Absolutely.
Speaking of collectibles, they have the normal coins, which is like the currency you can use anywhere in the game. There are a couple different types of currency. They have the normal currency, like the normal gold coins they've had forever, and then they have like a purple currency, which is specific for each individual world. Right. You use that purple currency to buy things that are specific to that individual kingdom, which can be a specific costume, which you do need to get some moons along the way.
Yep.
Because you gotta like look a certain part to get into certain rooms and things like that.
It always leads to a moon.
Right.
Always.
Oh yeah. 100%. They have stickers for the Odyssey, so it's kind of like the stickers you used to put on. They used to put on like on trunks, like when you're traveling, like you kind of like watch your travel unfold. They have little like statues and figurines and things like that you put inside the Odyssey because you're in there in your ship as well.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So much.
There's a lot.
It's so a lot, and it's not like it's overwhelming because you don't need to do that kind of stuff.
No.
And honestly, too, after the credits rolled and the extra stuff like kind of appeared, that was the hardest stuff in the game.
Sure.
So we talk about like ease of use.
Right.
Like you can get to credits.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say fairly easily, but without a ton of resistance.
Sure.
But once you unlock the new moons and the new places to go, there are some sections that are pretty tough, and it feels like old school Mario 64. Like I just keep dying in the same like world. Like
sure.
You go. I'm not going to really spoil a lot of it, but you do go down these pipes that do start appearing, and they strip all the theme away from the world, and it's just a straight up like platformer. Like, there's no frills. It's like a time trial almost.
Okay.
You know? But it's not a time trial. There's no time. But
right.
It's a test of your mental endurance to get through those levels.
Oh, that's crazy.
But man, I can't say just how. Like I said it earlier. It just felt like being back home. You know, it just felt like
for sure
chicken soup, and it was just this is so nice. And just the amount of charm in the game and everything.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. It's great. It's fantastic. I mean, it's great. The only part that I had troubles with is the swimming. The swimming.
I would agree with that as well.
But then again, find me a game that has good swimming controls, like
Abzu. That's one.
Okay.
That's
it. Okay. I haven't played that one yet. I guess so. But still, though, realistically, think about it. Any game you play, anytime you like Sonic or Mario.
Oh my
Sonic! Every time you hit a underwater level, you're just like, come on, like.
You hit on one of the three things I wanted to talk about, like on the negative end of it. So that's one. Two, the boss fights were okay. They had those white rabbit.
Yeah,
the
mini bosses.
Yeah, and I mean
the mid-level bosses.
Yeah, and they're just kind of just there, and then like okay, I guess I'm just gonna fight them, and then they're gonna go away.
You figure out the mechanic within the first minute of how to beat them, and then you're good.
Exactly. So like it was those two things. Oh, and each individual kingdom does have a lot of charm in there. But like there's a couple of them that I felt kind of there's a little bit of redundancy between a couple of them. And it was something I didn't like in the game. It was a water piece of it. There's like two pretty predominantly water-heavy levels in there.
Okay.
And one was too many for my liking because of something you said.
Yeah, right, yeah. Oh, great.
But those are like...
The first one was rough.
Those are like, I'm finding something to complain about.
So because, like, absolutely, yeah.
There's so much other stuff in there.
Right, absolutely. And that's the thing, like with the swim, like eventually you get used to it, and you're like, okay, this is how it works. Okay, fine, no big deal. Because it doesn't tell you.
Right.
It doesn't tell you how it works. You have to find out for yourself, or go to that action guide or whatever. Which I'm too proud to do.
And that's a massive guide.
It's giant too. Yeah, it's huge. But once I got used to it, I was like, okay, I still didn't like it, but it was like I can at least get through it and do what I have to do.
All right, I think we're like 3/4 away into the final verdict. You want to do that?
Yeah, we might as well.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's hard. There's a couple of things I just complain about. We're just like, again,
doesn't matter.
They're little things, they don't matter.
They
really
don't matter at all.
Just because there's so much to do, and there's just so much. Like I said, there's so much charm, and there's so much attention to detail. I feel like this game was done like a year ago, and they just throwing polish on it for 12 months.
Oh, absolutely.
It might be one. I think it's the best post Super Nintendo Mario game.
Wow.
I like it. I think I like it better than 64.
Yeah.
I definitely like it better than Sunshine because I think in totality, it's a better game than Sunshine was.
I think the only one that's close is Galaxy. And Galaxy's so close, but I'm with you though.
It's mostly a blind spot for me, honestly. Yeah. And so, like, out of my ignorance, I am picking Odyssey as my favorite post SNES.
No, I think I have to agree with you on
that. And like, it's if you have a Switch, it is a no-brainer. It is a must-have. That is the highest level of our rating system. Essentially, what we do is must-have is the highest level. Wait for it to be on sale is level 2.
Yeah.
And then
avoid.
Yeah.
We're still working on those, but that's what we got right now.
That's what we got right now. And this is And on any scale, we're gonna imagine here. This is gonna be
it doesn't matter what scale we have. Absolutely.
If do you want to do 10? Want to do 100? What do you want to do? Like
no scores.
No scores. How many stars do you want to give it?
800 and whatever.
How much? How many? Yeah, 837 thumbs up.
Yeah, that sounds good.
But dude, it's
fun factor max.
The red guy with the spiky hair. Man, I absolutely adore this game, and I can recommend it to. If you have a Switch, it's a no-brainer. If someone came up to me and said, "I bought a Switch for this game," I understand.
Yep. And if you don't have a Switch yet, go buy it and this.
They have I was at Target today, and imagine that I found Switches. They were the Odyssey pack, so you can buy Odyssey with the red Joy-Cons and everything all together.
And the red carrying case. That's actually really nice.
And honestly, this game is for people who enjoy smiling and like happiness, because it was an absolute joy.
Absolutely.
It was an absolute joy to play this game.
100% agree. It's definitely a must play. Go buy it now.
There you go. All right, so that's all I got to say about this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like we could probably talk forever on this thing, just because this game is so robust.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's just flat out amazing.
Yeah.
It's flat out great.
Yep.
So
definitely worth every bit of your penny.
Yeah. So thank you guys for checking us out. You can find this video, or you're finding this video currently, on youtube.com/SticksGamingVids, and all the other things are happening right in this region here. I don't do the electronic thing. Art does, and I'm not going to bring him over. He's sitting over there.
And we live stream every Tuesday night on Twitch, so twitch.tv/TheSticksPodcast. Check out our Facebook page, and we let you know who's streaming and what they're streaming and at what time.
Very good. And we post our podcast every other Wednesday on podcast services around Super Mario Odyssey.
Absolutely.
Let us know what you think.
Coming soon to New Donk City.
Yeah. 103.5 New Donk City.
Yeah.
So please tell us in the comments what you thought. If you agree, if you disagree, like, follow, share, tell your friends, and thank you very much for joining us, Stickheads.